General Manager, Mr. Iggy Ramos, and Tenya Philippines President, Mr. Chukri Prieto. Guys, can you join me on stage?
Hi. Good afternoon and
very pleasant crowd today.
Warm welcome to everybody to our third shop in Market, Tenya Market. Thank you for coming. We appreciate your presence.
We hope you enjoy the food. A lot of it. There's a lot of it coming.
Okay, so apparently this is Miss Universe question and answer portion. No, but let's talk first about the passion of the Japanese and how they really seek perfection in everything and how this applies to Tenya.
Yeah, if a while ago we had a sample of Mariko-san and Yu-san in the koto Japanese instrument, and you could see that not only the music but the way they conducted the playing of the instrument is a sign, maybe a small example of how the Japanese perfects their craft. A lot of them puts years upon years, decades upon decades in perfecting a single craft. So we bring this passion, this culture to the Philippines in Tenya, here in the Philippines. We try to instill the same passion and love of craft to our staff here in Tenya. So you will notice a highly motivated crew in the back of house and front of house. So we try to adopt a Japanese culture here in our organization here in the Philippines.
Okay, let's say hi to the crew. Let's say hi. Hi guys! Smile naman kasi super happy daw kayo. Come on, let's prove it. Okay, thank you so much for being with us and serving us today as well. So talk about the fact that this is also authentic Japanese, because there are a lot of Japanese restaurants out here that aren't necessarily from Japan. So talk to us about that.
Well, definitely, as we mentioned earlier, as Lexi mentioned earlier, Tenya's been established since the 1980s. From the 1980s to now, Kenya's grown to 150 stores. I wanted to highlight to everybody that we are based from Asakusa, Tokyo. We are the only tempura Japanese restaurant from Asakusa, Tokyo. Our headquarters is just a few hundred meters away from the temple, the famous Asakusa temple. So we are from Asakusa, Tokyo. Another bit of trivia about Asakusa is it's known to be the tempura capital of the world. So among others, Tenya is actually the largest player in not only in Japan, not only in Asakusa, but in Japan all of Japan as well. So in terms of authenticity, what you should look at is the organization. Tenya's been around for decades and developed around 350 tempura items in its menu, which they rotate in Japan frequently. Some of them we're going to be having it here in the Philippines. Very unique items that we're going to be introducing to the Philippine audience, Philippine market, for us to enjoy and further educate. So authenticity-wise, we are original, we are authentic, we are from Asakusa, Tokyo. Our headquarters is 100 few meters away from the temple. We have a shop right under the building where our headquarters is. So authenticity-wise, I guess Tenya is the most authentic tempura restaurant right now in the Philippines. If I can add that, it's that also nobody comes close in Japan. We have 150 stores. Nobody in Japan even has 30, maybe even 40, not even 50 stores. So in terms of being number one, we are very happy and proud to bring Tenya, the best of Japan, here into the Philippines.
Well, Chukri, before we talk about the rest of whether you use a different kind of oil, a different kind of batter, let's talk about, you keep saying, bringing it to the Philippines to make us enjoy it. What made you guys decide to do that, and when did you decide to do that?
Well, it took about, maybe say about a year and a half ago when we were just traveling around Japan and in Tokyo. And, we stumbled upon this place called Tenya, and we had lunch there, and it turned out to be a really excellent meal, really good. A lot of value for money, filling and everything. We decided, what it would be like to have a tempura restaurant here in the Philippines. And we thought, that would be a great idea because everybody now is getting flooded with all this ramen stuff, tonkatsu restaurants, so on and so forth. So we thought that bringing Tenya or a tempura restaurant such as Tenya would, be somewhat of a niche market, but some people would be craving for after having that ramen and tonkatsu.
You guys are talking about authentic all the time. You have an automatic fryer. We talked about that as well, so we know how the tempura is cooked. But you also use a different kind of cooking oil, a different kind of batter, and of course your Don Tara sauce. So maybe you can just talk to us briefly about that.
Yeah, okay. We use 100% canola oil. It's in the premium side of all oils. It is
one of the healthier kinds of oils. Scientifically speaking, it handles a lot of heat, high heat very well. So that's essential for tempura frying.
Yes, and it's also it's a premium fat, so premium oil. So it doesn't break down very easily. So in the auto fryer, it goes well because it self cleans. And it maintains its quality for a long time. So when we fry our product,
whether your first tempura comes out or your 500th tempura, it'll still taste the same and consistent.
Yes.
Well, that sounds really good, but it's so funny. You talked about 350 ways of doing tempura,
Yes.
and it's still growing. Well, the menu is consistently changing and growing.
Yes.
So talk to us about that, because sometimes in a Japanese restaurant, it's pretty boxed in terms of what you offer, right? But you do have some of the standards. I've seen some of the, like the karaage, and
Yes.
talk to us about the extensive menu as well.
Well, it's in line with the passion that the Japanese masters in Tenya, Tokyo, showed to their craft. 350 items of tempura is often rotated in Japan. So they have a regular menu that changes also, and they have also a seasonal menu that they have during the 4 seasons of they have there. So you can enjoy all the tempura products that is there. Here in the Philippines, we are very close and try to adapt to the Japanese way of frying their ingredients and sourcing their ingredients. So what's important is the quality, the availability, and of course the freshness of the product. And here we do not, in strict standards as the Japanese always have, we have to seek approval, and maybe the Japanese have to approve our ingredients all the time. So they put it in par with their best practices they have in Japan. So as much as possible, what you have here, the quality you have here, is equal to Japan. So I do not have to explain how quality the Japanese products are. So what you have here in Tenya, Market, is this the same quality as the Tenya you would have in the Tenya in the Ginza in Tokyo. So that's how it is.
Minus the airline ticket, no?
Minus the
hotel
airline.
and all of that. So it's a good deal. But we're enticing them to try the food. We're gonna bring some out in a while. Maybe you can talk to us about the tendon bowls, because I think you guys are known for that. So let's go through I think there are 5. There are 5 kinds of bowls, or let's...
There are several actually tendon bowls. Tenya was really originally known for tendon, which is tempura donburi, and it's tempura over rice with our special Don Tara sauce. There are many combinations that they make and that we have here. We're gonna let you try them all out, and we'll let you see for yourself which is your favorite.
So speaking of favorites, what would be yours?
Mine? Well, I have a favorite every week because I'm here all the time, but I think my flavor of the week this time is the kakiage.
That's the chicken one, is it?
No, the kakiage is like a... How do I describe it? Can you describe it?
Yeah.
Well, I have it here. It's a tempura magic mix of shrimp, white onions, and celery served on top of Japanese rice.
Yeah, so it's basically like a big tempura cake. So,
Oh, okay.
it's put over rice and it's really good with the sauce.
Nikki, what's your favorite?
My personal favorite is the All-Star Tendon. I like it because it has all the premium tempura items that we serve in Tenya. It has our world famous ebi tempura. It has a kani stick. It has salmon. It has a shimeji mushroom. I haven't seen any Japanese restaurant who uses shimeji mushrooms yet. I might be wrong, but I'm sure they don't do it as well as we do here in Tenya.
And for the more health-conscious vegetarians out there, you also do have a vegetarian bowl, right?
Yes, we have a yasai tendon. Yasai in Japanese being vegetable, an all-vegetable tendon. It has all our vegetable tempura products in one bowl, which for the more health-conscious and diet-conscious individuals out there.
Okay, so your parting shot to everybody who's about to try the meal, what would you tell them?
It's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm very proud. It is Asakusa Tokyo live in Manila. You're gonna enjoy your bowl. Whatever you have here, the food you have here is the exact quality you would have in any Tenya shop in Tokyo, Japan. We bring you authenticity, high quality, and not only that, a total experience here in Tenya. Our food, our service, we put our name on the line, we put everything in the table there. All the hard works of Chukri, my sister Denise, and Joyce, and the whole crew here. We are very confident we will be able to deliver to you a great Japanese dining experience here at Tenya all the time.
Chukri?
Well, I'm not gonna keep you any longer. It's just wait for the food to come, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. Thanks a lot.
All right, Chukri and Nikki, thank you very much. Guys, round of applause for the team.